It's 11:14 p.m. You just closed your laptop, but your brain is still buzzing, still vibrating with the energy of the day. You've been on for 14 hours straight. You tell yourself it's just ambition, you're grinding, you're hustling. You're getting ahead. But as you stare at your own reflection in the dark, blank screen of your computer, there's a feeling you just can't shake. You're busier than you've ever been in your entire life, yet you feel like you're just standing still, running in place. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why that's not your fault. It's by design. This is what I call the efficiency trap. Let's meet someone. We'll call him Mark. Mark is a classic high performer. He's the kind of guy who uses 3 different task management apps, wakes up at 5 a.m. for a cold shower and a workout, and eats his lunch while simultaneously answering emails. On paper, Mark is the ideal worker, the model employee. He's the poster child for modern productivity. But here's where the trap gets really interesting, really insidious. The system, the corporate structure, doesn't actually ask Mark to prioritize what's important. It just asks him to fill his time. Mark has a standard 8-hour workday. But because he's so incredibly efficient, he manages to finish all his assigned tasks in just 6 hours. Now, does the system reward him with 2 hours of well-deserved rest? Does it tell him to go for a walk, read a book, or just think? No, of course not. Instead, it fragments those 2 precious hours into a dozen 15-minute urgent meetings and a relentless stream of quick Slack pings. One more little thing to check. One more tiny fire to put out. By the time Mark finally finishes his day, he's completed over 40 individual tasks, a staggering number. But not a single one of those tasks actually moved his life forward in a meaningful way. He didn't work on his long-term career goals. He didn't learn a new skill. He didn't build a valuable relationship. He just ticked boxes. This is the first and most powerful weapon of the efficiency trap, the illusion of progress through volume. We're tricked into believing that doing more things is the same as making more progress. It isn't. The entire system, the whole culture of work, is designed to keep you just busy enough to stay useful, but never quiet enough to become dangerous. What do I mean by dangerous? I mean dangerous to the status quo. Dangerous enough to question things. Dangerous enough to have a brilliant, game-changing idea that might disrupt the very system that's keeping you so busy. Think about it. We're constantly told to buy the latest productivity tools, the faster laptop, the AI assistant that promises to write our emails for us. But every single time you save 10 minutes with a new tool or a new technique, the system almost magically inflates your obligations to match. I call this phenomenon obligation inflation. It's like when the government prints more money and the value of your dollar goes down. You use technology to create more time, and the value of that time immediately plummets. You bought that expensive AI subscription to save time on writing, but now you just expected to produce 3 times the amount of content in the same workday. You didn't buy freedom. You just tightened the golden handcuffs of busyness. You're no longer free to think, to strategize, to dream, because you're far too busy executing an endless list of tasks that someone else deemed important. The hamster wheel gets faster, but you're still in the same cage. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Just picture this scenario. Imagine your internet connection goes out completely for 48 hours. No emails, no Slack notifications, no access to your to-do list apps. Nothing. Be brutally honest with yourself. Would your life's work, your entire career, actually fall apart in those 2 days? Or would you simply realize how little of what you do every single day actually matters in the grand scheme of things? If the mere thought of being offline for 48 hours makes your stomach drop, if it fills you with a sense of anxiety and dread, then you're trapped. You aren't building a career. You're just maintaining a treadmill. You're fueling a machine that feeds on your time and attention. If you've felt this specific kind of burnout in the last month, that feeling of being perpetually busy but not productive, I want you to comment offline below. You are not alone in this, so how do you escape? Breaking the trap isn't about dramatically quitting your job and moving to a cabin in the woods, though that does sound nice. It's about fundamentally changing the metric you use to measure your own success. You have to stop confusing activity with impact. Sending 50 emails in a day is activity. Writing one single, strategic plan that charts the course for the next quarter. That is impact. Answering 100 Slack messages is activity. Having one deep, focused conversation that solves a major problem? That is impact. To do this, you have to aggressively protect the gap. What's the gap? It's the empty space in your calendar. Intentionally leave 20% of your day completely blank. No meetings, no tasks, no calls. The system will hate this. It will try to fill it. Your colleagues will try to fill it. Your own ingrained habits will try to fill it. Don't let them. This empty space is where real thinking happens. It's where creativity is born. It's where you can zoom out from the chaos and see the bigger picture. And finally, you need to build optionality. This means developing skills, relationships, and financial buffers that give you choices. The moment you realize your personal value isn't tied directly to your daily output of tasks, the trap loses all of its power over you. You start to see that you are not a machine. Your worth isn't measured in units of productivity. The goal isn't to become more efficient at running on the hamster wheel. The goal is to be more free, to have the power to decide which race is worth running. If you're ready to stop the endless grind and start your real growth, to reclaim your time and your focus, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're on a mission to dismantle the systems that are designed to keep you busy but broke in spirit. Thanks for watching.